Hi, I'm Jim Gehring from Brown Antique Tool Auctions. Back in the middle of the 19th century, when plane makers and tool makers were transitioning from wood-bodied planes to metal-bodied planes, a lot of inventors tried to come up with different ways to hold the cutter in place. And the old wooden planes, of course, you would just have a simple wooden wedge in there to lock it in place. But during this transitional period, people were trying to come up with different ways to secure it in place and also adjust the depth of the cutters so you could vary the depth of the cut that you got. This is a pretty unusual example of a pattern invented and patented in 1870 by a guy named Zechaniah Phillips of Dixon, Illinois. One of only a handful that have known to survive. As you can see, it's got the cutter is attached to this threaded rod to move it up and down, and it's got this kind of fork-like attachment with a wing nut on it to bear on it and hold it into place. Kind of the Achilles heel of this design is the cutter is actually riveted to this adjustment mechanism. So that pretty much meant that once your cutter wore out, you were out of luck, or you had to buy a whole new plane or had to buy this whole new mechanism. And probably is one of the reasons why there aren't very many of these around. It was not a very successful design. Of course, all of these designs were pretty much wiped off the market when the Leonard Bailey pattern was formed the basis for the Stanley line of planes, which pretty much took over the entire market in the latter part of the century. So these kind of old designs are now pretty rare.